meet you. I really wanted to, have you come on the show and tell your story and stuff like that.
Hey, it's nice to be here, man. I thank you for like reaching out to me and giving me the opportunity.
Yeah, so what made you become a martial artist? Like what was the influence behind that?
My dad. My dad is the founder and creator of our style, Red Dragon Karate. My dad was my hero, and I wanted to be around him, so I went to the studio and started learning martial arts.
That and I hate that you guys get excluded out of everything because y'all pretty much as important as the Shakur side of the family as well. I just hate that they don't put y'all like in the movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm just glad people, like it and I enjoy the history and
Guys
Yeah,
equally respect each other
yeah.
and compliment each other so well, and that's
Hey,
what
bro.
it's about. You should never know who leading anybody because you
Anything.
guys'
Yeah,
chemistry is
yeah.
phenomenal.
Kind of like that Dame Dash saying, like, there ain't no one person in my crew. If I fall off, he can pick me up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's kind of how we. That's how we try to be with the being for real. That's how we try to be with the being. But and it make it easier that like we all childhood friends basically. You know what I'm saying? We all childhood friends. Like the being wasn't created to just like, oh, let's do a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Rico was already involved in the podcast streaming, you know what I'm saying? And he would always try to get more than us, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole, everybody in our friend group, you know what I'm saying? He would always try to get us to come on there, do some little special guest or whatever, review some shit. And we all got in a fantasy draft, and I knew JB longer than I knew Rico, but
hmm
I knew JB since like sixth grade. Rico came probably like I met him when I was in the 10th grade, so it's a little later. Um, but yeah, no. So we was all in the fantasy draft, like with the NBA. You know what I'm saying? We
yeah.
was all in that group chat kind of started the being like, oh, I'm finna do, Rico telling, oh, I'm finna do this, and hey, we should review. You know what I'm saying? Something like this, and me, him, and JB, I kind of just agreed. I knew JB loved music, and I know me and Rico love music, and JB he got some different opinions and shit. So that's kind of how it all just started. And then we ain't far at all, but I ain't the time that we put into it and the I ain't think it would get as far as it's getting. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing for everything.
Yeah, and I said the same thing too. I didn't think this was gonna be just an
Yeah.
explosion as it was, because I just really thought that I was just meant to be local, but
Yeah.
then I just got tired of being stood up by
Yeah.
people. So that's when I decided to go out of town and stuff and really talk to people and really just persuade people to just come on the show, even big
Yeah.
YouTubers, and
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
you just never know what your plan or the vision that you have in your
Where it can
head.
take you. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know, and that's why I never
But
set
you gotta be
myself short.
willing. You gotta be willing to throw yourself out
Yeah,
there with this. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be willing. That's what it's a lot. It's a lot that I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be willing. Like you said, you gotta be vulnerable, um, on camera and off camera, because it's a lot of stuff that go on behind. You know what I'm saying? Like the conversations and the 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 meeting of the new people. You know what I'm saying? And it don't, you know what I'm saying? We come from, you expect a lot of trust, or you don't trust easy. So it kind of be, you know what I'm saying? Like it kind of be hard to just let new people in that you, especially depending on what type of person you is. But with this, you got to be vulnerable. You got to be you got to be willing to you got to be willing to put yourself out there for sure. Uh, yeah, but it's a lot that I'm learning with this shit, man. And then uh, what our shows got in common is that we be live
yeah,
with,
yeah,
so like how you said, going back to like if we mess up or if something ain't perfect, y'all gonna see it. Like they gonna see that, like
Hell
you
yeah.
know what I'm saying, the screen go black or my phone die while we stream, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna see me plug in my charger. So it becomes, you know, you kind of just gotta roll with the punches on that. We ain't got like no editing, you know, type of situation, not yet, but you know, should
Oh
get
yeah.
there.
Yeah. And it just, you don't get the chance to see someone's rise and stuff. Usually people just pop up out of nowhere and they become famous, but you don't really see their humble beginnings.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I love, because when we do make it, nobody can say that we didn't put the work in or we had
yeah.
anything given
It's all
to
in
us.
the, yeah. The proof
Yeah.
is in the pudding.
Yes, sir.
The proof, you can go back and look at the, yeah, you can go back and look at the content and see what was going on. Yeah,
Yeah, and the craziest part, bro, like I would say the first episodes, man, I sucked.
yeah,
You know, I was terrible, but
okay,
this is what I set up my mind to do. And it's just when you do something for a while, you become great at it and
yeah,
stuff. So you just, keep falling, keep getting back up until you find your niche and you find your swag, you find your persona and
yeah,
this and that. So I always tell everyone, once they fail the first time, keep doing that shit again until you get it right. Because how else you
right,
going to conquer? Because it's all mental. It's all
yeah,
mental. It's all
yeah,
psychological,
yeah.
spiritual. Like this is some spiritual shit. It's just you and I. It's just sitting here
Yeah,
right now.
linking like this. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And that's what I'm saying. You kind of build the relationship. You be like, damn, I wouldn't have never met. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't doing this, then I probably just would have. It probably just would have. Oh, I see, bro. I see what he got going on. It would have just been me bystander. Speculating. But uh, once you put yourself out there, you start getting into that world, then you start seeing like the behind the scenes, or you start seeing, people who doing what you doing and having a look, having some success at it, or whatever. They might be falling, bumping their head, and you learning from them too. You know what I'm saying? It just each one teach one, basically, in this type of shit.
Oh, no doubt, man. And before you start podcasting, what was like the biggest misconception that people had about you?
Oh man, damn, that's a good one. I don't know. I used to be like the life of the party though, like the party or just the fun. I think that's always been my persona. Or like you come around me, you gonna be around. You gonna come around everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was kind of always the I don't want to say the glue, but like you. But that's one thing I kind of had as I got older and started having kids, and then I got married. You know what I'm saying? I had to leave that. You know what I'm saying? In the past, I had to learn basically life
Yeah.
over for
Yeah.
real, for real. And certain things that I used to do, you know what I'm saying? I had a son, so certain things that I used to do, I ain't want my son seeing me, go through those things, or him having to face certain problems because of my actions and behavior. So, yeah, that's one misconception. Yeah, the streets. You know what I'm saying? You kind of got to get out that mentality too.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think people still be, basing me off of
Your
how
past.
I used to be a little bit. But I calmed down a lot though. I calmed down a hell of a lot. Yeah. But yeah. No, that's a good question though.
Yeah, no problem, man. Like I said, man, I'm ready, man. I've really been excited about this all day.
Man,
And
me too, man. I was nervous and everything.
what?
My wife like, you nervous? I'm like, a little bit. I'm like, I ain't even gonna cap. A little bit. I'm like, but I'm
Oh,
getting
that's
used to it. You know what I'm saying? I think this is my first time being without the beam. This is my first time having that, not having that clutch
yeah.
of Rico and JB. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
look at stuff like that, you be like, damn, this is like my first little one-on-one, you know, my first interview. So
Man,
it's
like I
good.
said
I
before,
appreciate it.
it's a long time coming,
Yeah,
man. And
yeah,
I still get nervous too before every episode, no matter how many times I do this, bro. And I
yeah.
just think that it's normal and it's great because when you're nervous, man, it seems like it brings the best out of you because you know
It
that
do.
if I don't do it, who else will? So I always
Or a
keep
minute
that.
now. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
kind of gotta get like you kind of gotta get you gotta get that out your head because once you in it, you in it. Like I can't just be like, hey y'all, I'm stopping. Like that'll just be like, hey, Dollar Will, I'm done, bro. I can't do it. I'm too nervous. But you know what I'm saying? That'll look
Right.
crazy.